Action. Okay. Hey again. This is part 2 of the most amazing case study project you'll ever see. Okay, so for the second case study, it's called The Facebook Nightmare. And in this case study, basically, the residents on a hall make a Facebook page, and it's not really a nice Facebook page. So they post about how they're drinking and they're doing all these naughty things with boys and things like that, and the RA basically is fine with it, and she doesn't seem to understand that it could possibly escalate into something more serious than she thinks. So she thinks that there are any harmful intentions with this Facebook page, and it turns out that the girls are making fun of one of the other residents who doesn't really want to be a part of the group and things like that. So she ends up being upset. So the RA learns in the end that she probably should have paid more attention to this problem. So that is the RA, or that's the case study.
Hey Roxy.
Hey, what's up?
I just wanted to come talk to you about our Facebook page. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, actually, I've heard a little bit about that. Yeah.
So why haven't you joined it yet?
I honestly don't know how I feel about being associated with a Facebook page like that.
What's wrong with it?
Have you read the title?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do live here though, so.
Yeah, but I don't feel like everyone else who doesn't live here are bitches.
Well, we're not saying it in like that. We're just saying like, bitches. Like.
I don't think I'm gonna join it.
Okay, well, you're lame. It's okay.
Have you seen the Facebook page that TT made for the hall?
No, not really, but I have heard things about it.
Can I hear your opinion on that?
I feel like it's not a big deal, I mean, if they're young ladies, they're gonna do what they're gonna do,
Is that all? What's up?
I mean, basically, yeah.
I mean, TT said I was lame because I didn't want to be a part of it because I don't really drink and I don't want people to think that I'm crazy and a promiscuous person.
I understand, what I'm saying? It's just like, I think you're going too serious with it. I'm pretty sure she was just joking,
So this is another video of how the situation should have gone and how the RA should have handled it.
Yeah, we're having a little heated discussion. Have you seen the Facebook page that TT made for our floor?
No.
Well, she definitely made one.
Okay.
Why don't you tell them the name of it?
It's called We Live Here and You Don't. It's
Wow.
Yeah, and she was just telling me that I was really lame for not wanting to be a part of a Facebook page that advertised how often the girls in the hall fornicate with boys and have fun on the hall and things like that. Am I wrong for that?
Actually, she's kind of in the right. I don't blame her, That's because things like that you should not put on public display, especially on a social network, because as time goes on, it can come into action. And it also makes the residents feel bad and the school itself feels bad. So, yeah. Kind of want to just,
Maybe we can
maybe
take
try to make it maybe
We actually
positive.
delete the page.
Okay, so that was our interpretation of case study 2. So now we're going to answer the discussion questions. All right, so question 1. What were several decision points that Joanne had when the Facebook situation was spun off? All right, well, from the jump, she probably should have been more concerned with and I guess involved with the Facebook page. It's nice that she left it up to her residents to make it and be in charge of it, but to some degree she should have had some authority to be able to look and see what they were posting about, what they were doing, or even just check up on it and see. The title of the Facebook page she should have been concerned about, considering it contained profanity, which reflects back on her floor, which also reflects back on her as an RA. So she could maybe potentially lose her job and things like that. Also, the residents threatened to make fun of the girls who didn't join the group. and that's just not and she thought of it as a joke, which it's not a joke. I don't understand why she took it so lightly. So she could have just taken the situation a lot more seriously than she did. Also, when it was brought up that the girls were posting about drinking and doing promiscuous things or whatever in the hall, when they're posting about this on the internet, and she thought of it as a joke, it could have been taken more seriously because it reflects back on her. So these are points when she could have made decisions. Second question, where could she have said something that could have prevented hurt feelings later? When the girls brought up that they were going to make fun of girls who didn't join, she could have said, that's not cool. We don't do that to our residents. We're family. Maybe you can just talk to them and ask them why they don't want to join, as opposed to being jerks about it. She could have just had more of a strong hand in the situation and advise the girls that it's never that serious over a Facebook page, so let's not be jerks and just maybe let's channel all of this energy into bingo, group bingo or something, as opposed to a dirty Facebook page. Okay.
Number 3 is, how much should an RA be responsible for the groups that residents create on Facebook? And I think that since the residence hall was like a Facebook page about a residence hall, all the girls on the floor, the RA should have been in it from the beginning so that she could have seen what was going on and been a part of it, and then she could have picked up on the name and like how they were saying things that were bad on the Facebook page. That way she could have been like, guys, take that down, I'm going to have to report it. It's not nice and it's not supposed to be there. Question number 4 is, when should the RA say something about a Facebook page involving residents? I think an RA should say something about a Facebook page with residents if it involves all the residents on her hall, and then if it involves her too, because that can look bad reflecting on her, like Roxy said. If you are part of the Facebook page and you're letting this all go on, not saying anything to residents about it, and you're not really concerned. But as for like their own personal Facebook page, I don't think it really matters, but since it had everyone else in it, they should say something earlier on, because everyone was involved.
Question number 5. Is it spying when the RA looks at a Facebook group? No, I feel like it's not spying because we're dealing with a residence hall and it's also dealing with the residents. So it is your job to make sure that the safety and well-being of the residents, whether that being physically or mentally or emotionally, is make sure it's being taken care of. Question number 6. What should a RA do when there are Facebook pictures of residents breaking policy? First off, it should be reported. At least I think it should be reported first. And then after it's been reported, there should be some type of maybe conversation between the RA and that particular resident or that group who's responsible for the policy breaking. Let them know what steps you already done took, and let them know why you took them steps. So, yeah. Number 7. What are the most helpful things you learned from this scenario?
Okay, well, I feel like from this scenario is like a prime example that you need to be more, like take things to this degree more seriously, because social networking is like a big thing now, and everybody knows that it can easily go left with any situation, especially with Facebook and like Twitter, and especially if you're like involving other people and how they're viewed because of your actions on social media. So maybe just being more aware and looking and making sure that everyone is safe and everyone's doing what they're supposed to do through these social media and being like internet responsible, I guess.
What I think I learned from this scenario is that social media can be really powerful, and as an RA, I can make sure that my residents, if they're doing something together on social media, all feel comfortable and all feel like welcomed. So that's what I learned from this. Make sure that if I do something like social media with my residents, that it is safe and it's regulated properly, to make sure that it doesn't break any housing rules or doesn't have anything like just negative on there that can hurt someone else's feelings.
And yeah, we're just respecting each other.
Yeah.
I I guess it's down to me. What have I learned? I learned that social media, sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad, depending on how you make it. So if you're going to use a social media and you're going to try to make a group Facebook for your resident hall, make sure it's a positive one so that every lady could enjoy it, not just a certain number. Number 8, how will you act differently as an artist based on this new knowledge?
I guess basically just kind of repeating what was mentioned in the previous question. Being involved, if your group wants to do something like this, making sure, like, at the end of the day, you have some authority over the situation, so you have some control over what happens if something does, by some chance, go completely left of the intention. Not every situation has ill intentions. Like, the Facebook page in this situation probably wasn't meant to make fun of anybody or hurt anybody's feelings, but that's how it comes off, and that's kind of how it ends up looking, regardless of the intentions of the page in the beginning. So
That's not good. I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's driving me insane. I'm sorry. Okay. I think that as an RA, I would make sure not involved in everyone's media, but also make sure that it's safe. Like Roxanne said, if we're gonna do something together, we need to make sure it's fun, everyone feels comfortable, everyone feels like, they're not gonna make fun of for doing something different or anything else like that.
what I have learned is that it's like from the previous question, to make sure that to check and make sure that with this Facebook grouping pages that there are positive and nothing negative, because as a resident hall we do have a reputation that we have to maintain, a positive one, not a negative one.